Suppose if you are finally selected for the Indian Administrative Service, what innovation you will bring in the bureaucracy?
What kind of management do you think is fit for cooperative organizations?
Panchayat web series is women-centric or is it misogynist?
What is double hermeneutics and how is it different from hermeneutics?
What do you understand by liberty and what is the difference between negative liberty and positive liberty?
May I come in?
Yes, come in.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
ma'am.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Dikshita,
Yes, sir.
please give a brief introduction about yourself.
So my name is Dikshita Joshi and I belong to Nainital district in Uttarakhand. I have completed my graduation in mechanical engineering from Govind Ballabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology in Pantnagar. Thereafter, I have pursued my masters in energy systems from Indian Institute of Technology in Mandi, Himachal Pradesh. And I completed my education in 2019 and since then I've been preparing for civil services examination. This is my third attempt.
This is your third attempt. Dikshita, tell me, why did you choose sociology over mechanical as your optional subject?
Sir, sociology has helped me understand the society better and I believed that it will aid in administration also. That is why I chose sociology.
Should I consider you expert in mechanical engineering or sociology?
So you can consider me a jack of both.
Oh, that's wonderful. But now tell me, what would sociology help you and how it is going to help you in administration?
So sociology has helped me understand various structures that are in operation in our society, whether it is caste, gender or tribe, and it has helped me understand the intricacies of different inequalities that we cannot just put in silos with respect to economic development or for that matter availability of infrastructure. So it helps me understand the underlying issues that are present in our society apart from the most visible or apparent issues.
What is the problems with present day bureaucracy? Any idea?
So some of the problems with bureaucracy is, I believe there is lack of independence with the officers and there is some amount of corruption. And sir, I think there is also the recruitment also and training also, on the job training is lacking. So real time skill development is little less with our bureaucracy.
Tell me one thing, we formulate policies at the central level, at the central government level, at the state government level. Why do our policies don't work?
Sir, the problem with policies in India mostly is that we are largely following a top-down approach and very rarely do we consider a bottom-up approach. So I think there is a basic problem. Further, I think in policy implementation, we need to empower our local bodies. That is lacking in India. And so thirdly, I think more inclusive policies with proper stakeholder consultation is important.
Suppose if you are finally selected for the Indian Administrative Service, then what innovation you will bring in the bureaucracy?
Sir, if it's in my capacity, then I would push towards on-the-job or real-time skilling of officers. For instance, with respect to new technologies or new skills that are coming in the market. I think that is very important. Second, I think the empowerment of local bodies is very important. That will, if it's in my capacity, I will ensure that.
Okay, thank you.
Dikshita, you have been given Amul Vidyashree Award.
Yes.
Can you tell us about Amul?
Sir, Amul is a cooperative and it is a very successful cooperative of India.
What's the full form of Amul?
Sorry, sir. I don't know.
Okay, continue.
So that is all I have.
When was Amul established?
Sorry, sir.
Who was instrumental in establishing this organization?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Have you heard the name of Varghese Kurian?
Yes, sir.
What role did he play here?
Sir, he is known as the father of White Revolution in India. he brought in increase in milk production and dairy products in India.
You have mentioned your DAF managerial economics in your BTech course. What kind of managerial practices he followed in this organization?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. What kind of management do you think is fit for cooperative organizations?
Sir, because cooperative organizations are built by participation of all the people, I think consensus-based decision making should be taken, and so that I can think of right now.
Do you find cooperative organization at your place in Nainital or Haldwani?
Sir, I'm not able to recall right now.
Okay, there is at district level, there is a marketing organization for agricultural products.
Yes, sir.
That is generally called
Marketing Organization for Agriculture Product.
APMCs.
APMCs.
Are these
Agriculture
also-
Producer Marketing Committees.
Are these organizations also founded on cooperative principles?
No, sir, I don't think so.
Okay. Have you heard about PACS, PSCS,
Primary Agriculture Cooperative Societies.
credit societies?
Credit,
Okay.
sir.
So, what they do?
Sir, they are responsible for primary lending at local level, and agriculture credit is given to these societies.
How many PACs are there in UP?
Sorry, sir.
In Uttarakhand?
Sorry, sir.
In your district?
Sorry, sir.
No idea?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you heard about regional rural banks?
Yes, sir.
What kind of organizations they are?
Sir, there is majority stakeholding of central government in RRBs. Then there is sponsor bank shareholding and 15% shareholding of state governments. And they are mostly purpose-based banks where they lend to for rural development to the rural population.
Short-term loans or long-term loans?
So short-term loans.
Which RRB is operating in your district?
Sorry.
Okay. How many RRBs are operating in UP?
Sorry.
Okay. How many RRBs are there in India?
Sir, sorry, sir. I will look into it.
Okay. How RRBs are different from commercial banks?
Sir, commercial banks' primary motive is to earn profit, and RRB's primary motive is for social development. So I think that is the basic difference between RRBs.
Do they need to comply to CRR norm and SLR norm?
Yes, sir.
What exactly is these norms?
Sir, cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity reserve ratio are the norms decided by the Reserve Bank of India, that wherein the banks have to set aside a certain amount of their cash in reserve. It is a way of provisioning for unforeseen conditions mostly.
Both CRR and SLR? How much is CRR nowadays?
Sir, sorry, sir.
Roughly? Any roundabout data?
Sir, I think 4 to 5%, I think.
Okay. Thank you, Dikshita.
Thank you, sir. Dikshita, so you are a BTech, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And also quite aware with sociological issues.
Yes,
right? So can I consider that technologies empower women, or somewhere they are being burdened by it? How do you see it?
Sir, ma'am, I mean both things are possible with technology. If our women are literate enough, aware enough, then technologies empower them. But if they are not literate and they are not aware of the good use of the technology or the possible fallouts of the technology, then they can disempower them.
Okay, so at home, mostly women are into domestic works, right? Their daily chores. So, while they are cutting the packs of dairy products, milk packets, and the small parts which are being generated, the waste, how they can manage it?
Ma'am, first of all, say for example, the milk packet that is cut at the edge. First of all, that can be, the cutting of that milk packet can be improved so that that small piece is not left aside and the entire package is sent for recycling. And other than that, I think with respect to household waste, it can be segregated into dry and wet waste, which helps in better recyclement of the waste.
Are you aware that some research are going on this? Any idea about this?
No, ma'am, I'm not able to recall.
Okay, that's fine. You are interested in watching women-centric Indian films, right? So, can I consider that Panchayat web series is women-centric, or is it misogynist?
Ma'am, to certain extent, it is women-centric, and it highlights the issues that the women pradhan of that village faces with respect to the pradhan pati pratha. And so, ma'am, I think it is highlighting that issue, so I won't see it as misogynistic.
But I see that, somewhere women are being subdued only and they are being under the control of Pradhan Pati only. So I don't see the voice being given to those women.
Ma'am, it is true in certain cases and in certain pockets of our country. But it is also seen that a lot of young women are coming up as pradhans of gram panchayats. So I think there is both of these issues that are coming up in India.
Okay, fine. I go to towards your belt, Haldwani. I see the large belt of mustard crops. The beautiful yellow color with all vibrancy. There has been a larger issue over the mustard crops, and which is at the same time associated with women. Are you aware with this?
Ma'am, if you're mentioning towards the genetically modified mustard crops.
Yes, I am. What is the other word which is used for that?
DMH11 mustard, I believe.
HT crop. Are you aware of this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me how it is going to affect women and the Indian agricultural system at large.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware of this.
You are not aware of GM crops also?
No, I am aware of GM crops, but I am not aware how it is going to affect women.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Last question. Jallikattu.
Yes, ma'am.
So is it a cultural practice or somewhere it is infringing the rights of animals?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it is infringing the rights of animals, and as we evolve as a society, a lot of our practices need to adhere to the evolving norms. So I think Jallikattu also in that aspect has to be curbed, and the orders also have been imposed by Supreme Court to curb the practice.
But we have constitutional provisions to protect our cultural practices, right? It is in the light of Article 29(1). So how do you see that?
Ma'am, but Article 21 also has evolved over time, and the right to life that is available is extendable also to the animals. So I think in that aspect also we have to protect the rights of animals also.
Okay, thank you, Dikshita.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dikshita, you're a student of sociology.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me name of two thinkers who were counter-enlightenment thinkers?
Ma'am, one was D. Bonald, and ma'am, I'm not able to recall the name of other
No
thinker.
problem. Can you tell me their influences in emergence of sociology?
Ma'am, majorly three influences were in play in emergence of sociology. One was the Industrial Revolution, the other was the French Revolution, and the Renaissance, Enlightenment period.
But counter-enlightenment also had its impact on emergence of sociology. So what was that impact?
Ma'am, enlightenment thinkers were arguing that we need to go back to the status quo, where the society was feudal and community-oriented society was there. So they were arguing that. So that effect can be seen in the later sociological theories like of Marx, where he propounded communism.
Marx and traditionalism don't go hand in hand.
Ma'am, I'm saying in the sense of that he also was in the favor of...
Are you sure what you're speaking of?
No, ma'am, sorry.
Okay, anyway. what is double hermeneutics and how is it different from hermeneutics?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall right now.
Okay, are you aware of the village study that M.N. Srinivas had taken up? In that he has spoken about vertical solidarity and horizontal solidarity.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what is it?
Ma'am, vertical solidarity propounded by M.N. Srinivas was the solidarity among different caste groups, and the horizontal and it was in the sense that when he viewed the village as a one, then he argued that there was fusion among different castes. But within the caste, when it came at the village level, at the substructure level, then there was fission among the castes. There was differences, and there were multiple castes within the caste. So I think that.
But where is solidarity then? The horizontal
solidarity, ma'am, in the sense that the different subcastes had solidarity among themselves against the other caste when it came to substructure level, and at the
what was the responsible reason for it, for the horizontal solidarity?
Ma'am, common cultural practices that were followed by the castes.
To some extent, yes, but there's a strong reason for this. Anyway, National Green Hydrogen Mission has been unveiled. Can you tell me its highlights?
Ma'am, National Green Hydrogen Mission is to fuel our vehicles using green hydrogen, and it is a fuel cell technology.
Just the vehicles, or it has a larger objective?
Ma'am, I'm aware of vehicles only.
Okay, anyway, continue.
And the green hydrogen is produced by electrolysis of water, so, and using renewable energy. So that is the objective of the green hydrogen mission.
Okay. You are fond of religious tourism.
Yes, ma'am.
But lately, as we have seen that somewhere in Jharkhand, that there is a place called Samit Shikhar, people are protesting against the religious tourism, or the government is saying that it's going to be ecotourism. Similarly, in Joshimath, people are protesting because their houses have been damaged because of excessive pressures on the ecology. Don't you think that religious tourism actually is spoiling the entire culture, the entire sanctity of the place and the ecology as well?
Ma'am, I don't think it is violating the sanctity of the place if we follow the religious etiquette of that place that we are visiting.
Do you feel that people are smart enough to understand the religious etiquette, especially when it comes to a different religion? They are going there as tourists, they are going for entertainment purpose. And still we are promoting religious tourism.
Ma'am, religious tourism is a very important pillar of Indian tourism. So I think we cannot strike that down, and we need to balance the cultural sensitivities of the religious place also, and we have to ensure that we are making it attractive enough to, and it also has other benefits with respect to the local economy. So I think we need to find a way between to balance both these sentiments.
Okay, thank you, Dikshita.
Dikshita, so my question to you is about the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. So it has taken various decisions which are patently anti-women. So what do you think? Should India recognize the Taliban regime? Then what are your reasons? Or should India not recognize Taliban regime?
Sir, I think India cannot ignore Taliban in present context. So it needs to maintain certain cordial relations with Taliban. However, it should keep pushing for the democratic government in Afghanistan, and
Do you think Taliban would be ready for any kind of inclusive government? Like, let's not even discuss democratic form of government. Any kind of inclusive government. Are they ready for it?
No, sir, they are not ready for it, and they are.
What are the conditions that international community has placed before Taliban in order to grant them recognition?
So one is the recognition or upholding of women's rights, and the other is democratic way of elections in the Afghanistan.
Is India having its embassy open in Afghanistan?
No, sir. Right now, it's not operate.
Are you sure?
Sir, off late, I think in my memory.
Okay, you can look it up. Another international issue is basically the opportunity that India has is as a host of G20 next year or this year in 2023. So can you tell me what are the opportunities as well as challenges for India as host of G20? Two opportunities, two challenges.
Sir, opportunities are with respect to India's. India can propound its goals towards climate change and the climate financing. Second is, I think, the holding of summits at different locations can be used to increase and boost tourism in India.
Fine. And what are the challenges?
So one of the major challenges is to address the geopolitical situation with respect to the Russia-Ukraine war, and to balance the opinions of G7 countries. And
who is India's G20 Sherpa?
Sir, it is he is Amitabh Kant.
Amitabh Kant. And what is the role of Sherpa, and from where this word is coming?
Sir, Sherpa is a community in Nepal that are responsible for guiding mountaineers in the Mount Everest trekking. And in the G20 summit, Sherpas are known for guiding the summit and deciding the issues that need to be taken over in the summit. So they are acting as mentors for the G20 summit.
What do you understand by liberty, and what is the difference between negative liberty and positive liberty?
So negative liberty is non-interference in the rights of people and allow them to function on their own. Positive liberty is providing positive affirmations and providing opportunities to help people grow.
In India, what kind of liberty do you think we are having, or we are having no liberty?
It's a positive liberty.
We are having positive liberty.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you give me an example where you see positive liberty?
So, for example, the reservation for lower caste, that is a sign of positive liberty.
Okay, you are a mechanical engineer and you also led your team for some kind of off-road vehicle manufacturing project, right? So, what are off-road vehicles?
Sir, off-road vehicles are meant for driving in difficult terrains, and they don't need a proper laid out road for traveling. So in remote locations or difficult terrain, they're used for.
Okay, recently accident happened in Uttarakhand, Rishabh Pant's accident, right? So how much were the road conditions responsible for that accident?
Sir, I don't believe the road conditions were responsible for his accident. He was not driving within the speed limits, and he was allegedly dozed off while driving. So that was the reason for his accident.
He said he was avoiding a pothole. And then there are media reports that the Uttarakhand government tried to make the road, repair the road where the accident happened.
Sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. So can we say that because your hobby is, or like you have done that project on off-road vehicles, so when the government does not maintain the roads as it should, is it in a way promoting the off-road vehicles?
No, sir. Because off-road vehicles are way more expensive.
Okay, my final question to you, what is the concept of golden hour?
So golden hour after an accident happens, golden hour is the time within which if the patient is taken to the hospital, he can be saved.
Okay, thank you.
Dikshita, what is the meaning of your name?
So Dikshita means, it has two meanings. One is to initiate and the other is perfect.
So do you think you are perfect?
No, sir. Perfection is not attainable, but we can strive for excellence.
Okay, one last question. Why do we find less women opting for mechanical engineering compared to other branches of engineering?
Sir, it is changing, I believe. In my own batch, we had around 28 female students in a class of 70 students. So I think it is changing, and more women are opting for mechanical also.
Oh, if you want to encourage more participation of women in mechanical engineering branch, do you think that gender inclusion will change the situation?
Most definitely, sir. Gender inclusion can change the situation, and we need more women representation in mechanical engineering also. And because it is a very wide profession and it has a very wide curriculum, so we can branch into various fields from mechanical engineering. So because it is mostly seen in the light of lack of opportunities in respect of IT and management, but there are other branches where we can explore, and there is immense scope and potential in mechanical engineering also.
Okay, thank you very much. Your interview is over. You may
Thank
go
you,
now.
sir. Thank you, ma'am. May I come?
Come. Sit down, Dikshita. So, how was your experience, Dikshita?
So I think less than average.
Less than average. Where did you go wrong?
Sir, I did not know a lot of things like the Amul, and I need to revise sociology also.
When is your interview?
Sir, the date has not been announced yet.
Date has still not been
Yes,
announced.
sir.
Okay. You see, you are a good candidate, let me tell you. A very potential candidate for the civil services.
Okay, sir.
And going by your DAF, you have very interesting career also. So you should expect a lot of questions related to your DAF.
Okay, sir.
So engineering, mechanical engineering to sociology. Why? You answered well.
Yes, sir.
So that is one area where you should expect questions
Okay, sir.
from the board. Then you watch women-centric movies. So a lot of questions you should expect related to women, particularly role of women in agriculture is a very important area.
Okay, sir.
So whatever time is at your disposal related to women empowerment in various areas, including agriculture, which is very important.
Okay, sir.
What has been their contribution? What should be done to ameliorate their conditions? All these things you should be fully familiar with.
Okay, sir.
Amul, as you have rightly said, because Amul is there. So at least who was the founder of Amul, that name you might have forgotten, but it should remain somewhere stuck behind the back of your mind.
Yes, sir.
Then sociology is your subject. You tried to attempt well in sociology. You knew something of it, but in-depth knowledge is very difficult to, even for the board members also, they know that you have opted for this subject for the preparation of civil service, UPSC only. They are not supposed to be having an in-depth knowledge. But whatever knowledge you have,
Yes, sir, but I need to revise.
but you need to, because when you started discussing horizontal and vertical solidarity, somewhere you got lost
Yes.
in the mess. So that should not be there. Then Afghanistan embassy is there or not there. Either you know or you don't know. You can't be no conjectures, no surmises, no guesswork. You can't be guessing it,
Okay,
whether it
sir.
is there or not. If you don't know, admit it that you don't know. Then National Hydrogen Mission is a very burning topic. So read more on that. That is very important. What is the mission like? You just spoke of one sector. It is just not confined to one sector. It's a total mission.
Yes.
So what are the areas involved? What are the targets for the country which the government has set in? You should be fully aware of that. What is the technology which is used?
Okay,
Whether
sir.
why this technology is expensive, and what government is doing in that direction, that you should be fully aware of.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, you see, basically it's not a test of your knowledge. So when you appeared here, you looked very nervous, and that affected your level of conviction also, and that affected your level of energy too.
Okay, sir.
So once you enter, there's nothing for you to feel so nervous about.
Okay,
It's
sir.
the biggest opportunity in your career, isn't it? You have cleared 2 major hurdles. Now you are almost at the threshold of success. So you should look positive,
Okay,
with
sir.
a positive body language, smiling face, and honesty has to be there. Honesty of purpose has to be there. Whatever you speak, you should reflect that the person is really honest in her approach.
Okay, sir.
So no guesswork, no arguments with the board members.
Okay, sir.
Be neutral in your stand. Don't take a firm stand here and there, and just go through the current affairs like encroachment of railway land in Haldwani. What are the repercussions? Why High Court did like that? Why the Supreme Court has had to put and stay on that? So you should be fully familiar with all that. Religious tourism is another area of interest, which everybody knows something of it. So why it is called Dev Bhumi and all that. So relate with all that. Otherwise, you are a very good candidate. A lot of time is there for you to prepare. Prepare for it, and don't get nervous. Smiling face with a positive body language. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Truthful in your approach. Try to be innovative, out of the box. Any question related to anything which you think you are very good at that, try to give some innovative ideas so that your qualities of head and heart will get reflected in that. So that is very important. So if you are able to maintain that, you will be getting very good marks in the interview. So very potential candidate, I must tell you again, for the civil services. And the board will love to interact with you on a variety of issues. Prepare fully, and even if you don't know 5-6 answers, truthfully admit I don't know, instead of entering into the area of guesswork.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all the best. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
No, sir.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.